Hello, welcome to LEV Toys. Is it summer holidays yet where you are? Well, it's actually not here in Australia. We're going into winter, but all of you people who live on the northern hemisphere are going into summer. So I thought we'd get our Lego Friends girls out and we would set them up on the beach, but then I discovered we had no sand. So I went to the shops and I found this cool thing called Skwooshi Stretchable Dough. And it's like a mix between Play-Doh and kinetic sand. If you've ever played with kinetic sand, it is awesome. But this is like that, but it's not like that. So let's open it up. We're going to have some fun with this. We're going to set some silly things up for the girls to play with by the beach. We'll see what all these bits and pieces here do. What is that? Who knows? All right, so there are 3 containers here. Let's bring up Alana. Alana is swimming over here. She's Ariel's sister, just in case you didn't know. And she's swimming over to open up the pink box. And in here is the first... Whoop, this is hard. It's very hard. Wow, cute box too. Alright, so Alana, if you stand over here, let's fiddle with this pink squooshy. Oh my goodness, that is... Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow, it's just falling apart in my hands. It was so hard to start with, and now it's turning into this sort of... Look at those furry bits. It's like fuzzy dust. Except it still holds together. Wow, this is unlike anything else I have ever played with. It is so cool. Let's wrap Alana up in it. In fact, let's pretend that we're at the beach and we're burying her in the sand, except she's getting buried standing up, which is probably kind of a good thing. Let's see how this goes. It compacts down really, really hard and it holds its shape really well too. Let's see what happens. We'll make a little hat for her. It's a terrible hat. I'm rubbish at this. But look at that. It just sort of sits on her head. It doesn't stick onto her at all. But it is staying there really well. Let's hide her in here. And Ariel is swimming up with her popsicle. Put your popsicle away. You don't want to get sand on it. Do you want to dig Alana out of the squishy dough? Go on, dig her out. Dig, dig, dig. Dig. Look at that. Yay, there's Alana. Oh, Ariel, don't lose your hair. Oh, she's tipped her hat off. This is really cool stuff. It does not stick to anything. It's not sticking to these characters. Look at that. She's come out entirely clean except for the back of her hair, which was already dirty before we started. Shh, don't tell anyone. And, well, what happens now? Can we compact it back into one big mass? Let's try doing that. And here's the real trick. Have you ever tried to put a sleeping bag back into the sleeping bag holder bag thing? It's almost impossible. Let's see if we can get this squishy dough back into its holder. That'll be the real test. Well, I never. Check that out. It fits back in its container. Now there are 2 other colours. There's orange and there's green. So let's play with it and find out what some of these things do. It comes with a little paddle, which is really good for flattening it down. And here's a cloud cutter. Let's check it out. Let's see how well it holds shapes. So there's our leftover. It comes off so cleanly. It doesn't leave any residue. And that's so firm. And now the cloud cutter makes a wonderful little wading pool for Stephanie. And look, Sebastian's here with his maraca. Woo! You can have some wonderful music. That looks so awesome. What are we going to do with this one? This is the orange. It's kind of a really rich orangey red. Let's use the star cutter. I don't know if I've made this flat enough to do the star. Well, yes, I have. Check it out. It does not stick anywhere. This is also supposed to not dry out. One of my bugbears I have with Play-Doh is if you leave it out for about half an hour on a really dry day, it's all dried out. Terrible. This stuff does not dry out. And here comes Sebastian. And he's going to pop in here. See, he doesn't stick in there. We've just made a little hole with his bottom stud there, and he's stuck on there. Well, what am I saying? He's not stuck on there, he's just sitting on there. And here's the pink one, and we'll use the round cutter and get rid of the edge bits. Now that's just rubbish. I did a terrible job of that. It is so flat on the bottom because that part was the bit on the ground, obviously. The bit on the top's horribly lumpy. Let's see if we can compact that down a bit. And we're going to bring Kate in, and oh, it's an enormous octopus. Well, we are by the sea, but that is a giant octopus. Let's move that over here out of the way. And we'll get some more green out. What shall we try with this one? What else have we got? square cutter. Let's flatten the top first time now, because I didn't like the last one without the flat top. Didn't look so cool. It makes such really good sharp's probably the wrong word, but nice clean edges. Oh, Olaf, you like it by the seaside too. I hope you've got your own personal flurry so you don't melt. Look how well that holds together. I could pick that up and I can put it over there and it doesn't fall apart at all. This is cool. I'm loving this Skwooshi Dough. Where's Kate gone? Oh, she's bringing in the roller. Well, the roller's got these zigzags on it. That looks cool. Let's go and get another piece of squooshy. Squooshy. And let's see if we can squoosh it. Because it doesn't stick, it's actually quite hard to squoosh it with the roller. Nah. I don't know that was the most successful of our experiments. Look at it falling apart in my hands as it stretches out. I will never tire of playing with this. Look at how it just goes from flimsy to a solid. I like it. Let's try it this one. It's like a gigantic paddle with some little impressions in it. I do not think that these impressions are going to be as successful as you would do in Play-Doh. Oh, they're nice. They're pretty good, but you can't actually put a little piece in there and get it out again because it doesn't stick to itself. Let's see, how did we go? So we can do some of the impressions if you've got the patience to pull the edges off. Now let's try out the paddle the way it's intended to be used. If we put all of the squooshy in here, we can squish it down, and we can make a brick, apparently. A nice big brick, and then we can do all sorts of things with the bricks. So let's squish it. Squish, squish, squish. Let me see how we went. I don't think we've got enough squooshy in there to squish it effectively. So let me go and grab... No, see, that's awful. I'm not happy with my product there. Let's try again. Let's put some more on the top. And now we got some squooshing happening. We might be able to make a good solid brick. That looks better. And now it's got a really nice green top. It's sort of watermelon-y. Let's push it out and see. That comes out as a fabulous solid, a very solid solid. Check that out. It's like a brick of watermelon with the skin on the outside and the delicious fruit on the inside, which is perfect for our summertime video here. And we can cut it into slices. Watermelon slices for everybody. Who wants watermelon brick? Delicious watermelon brick for the hot summer's day. Well, that looks really cool. Sorry, Kate. Now, what are we going to do with this? We could do anything, really. Kate's just walking all over it. But only on the rind. Just look how hard it is. It's not collapsing. I'm pressing her down pretty hard. It's holding its form incredibly well. What a weird material this is. It's nice to find a new building product, a new squishing product. We can stack them on top of each other. Now they look like jellies or sweets. There, look, now we got a tower. It was not overly successful. But I had fun. We knocked Stephanie over in her paddling pool. Who is that? Is that Sarah? I don't know, but they're both here having a look. No, this is cool. Check this out. Because I've put these two colours together, you know how annoying it is when you put Play-Doh together and it's together forever? Well, I don't know whether this will always work when you squish it in a bit too much, but did you see how those two pieces actually came really easily apart from each other? There's a little bit of residue left on the pink, but the green came off really cleanly. And I squished them down pretty hard. So that's interesting. I'm going to have to experiment some more with that. But before we do that, let's find this big rectangle. And if I drop these pieces in here and put some more in, we're going to make a rectangular brick this time, a tall rectangular brick. Whoop. And we're going to squish, squish, squish. Actually, do you know what? The amount I've put in there, as I squish, squish nice and firmly. No, not enough yet. Yeah, squish a bit harder. Are we ready? We're going to get this out. Flew across. There it is, our watermelon cube this time. We'll cut up our watermelon cube. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, now that's entirely mashed in together. I'm sorry, Kate. I did promise you a good day at the beach. Well, let's see. Let's make something out of it now then. Now that we've tried out all the tools, how about we might make a sandcastle, a squishy sandcastle, a squishy castle. So we've got a round, we've got a square brick. Look at how neat those corners are. And we've got another square brick that I just cut some edges off on an angle, and I'm putting the little cut off bits around the corner here, knocking over the girls in the process, one on the front. How's that for a sandcastle? It's okay, it needs a flag. Very nice Lego flag in there, and a shell. I think we may have pinched that from Ariel's castle. Oh, fell off. See, it doesn't stick, it just makes an impression, so there we are. That looks much better. That's cool. Oh, Ariel, you did not need to kick poor Kate. All right, you just stay back there. And now we've got this fabulous mound, and there's seaweed in the top, and puppies come in. The puppy is destroying this. What can you smell, puppy? A bone. It was a mystery mound. You've got a delicious bone. All right, off you go with that. And poor Alana and Stephanie. Alana has spied something glittery and gold in here. It's a key. I wonder what that is the key for. Wow. Is there anything else hidden in here? What do you reckon, Stephanie? You should have a dig and find out. Stamp around with your feet. Use your hands. I love the fact that this does not stick onto our characters at all. That is the biggest bone I've ever seen. That is massive. Gigantic. Gargantuan even. It's here. Oh, watch out, Stephanie. Stephanie, there's a shark. Quick, throw the shark the bone. Oh, quick. A little faster would be good. Ah, there we go. Oh, all right. Off you go, Sharky. Phew, that was lucky. Well, you can have lots of fun at the beach, but there are also some things to be wary of. But I don't think we need to worry about the turtle who's turned up there, and there's a little orange fish, and the puppies come back to help out with the sandcastle building. And everybody can have popsicles. It's going to be a wonderful summer's day at the beach. I hope you enjoy your summer holiday. Don't forget to subscribe, click like. There are lots more videos to check out, so make sure you do, and I'm going to see you for a new one very, very soon.